Hello everyone, I am Anupam Singh. Welcome to the session on Reconnaissance and subdomain attacks. In cybersecurity, whether you are a penetration tester, a bug bounty hunter, or a SOC analyst, Reconnaissance is the foundation of everything. Before any vulnerability is exploited, attackers spend significant time understanding the target. In this video, we will walk through how information gathering works in real-world scenarios. I will explain the concept first and then demonstrate them live using Kali Linux. We will start with information gathering basics, compare passive and active reconnaissance, move into subdomain enumeration, and finally understand subdomain takeover detection. All demonstrations in this video are strictly for education and ethical purposes. I will only perform reconnaissance and detection on domains that are a part of public bug bounty programs. Here is the roadmap for today's session. First, we will understand information gathering and reconnaissance. Then we will compare passive and active recon techniques. After that, I will show you live subdomain enumeration using Kali Linux. Finally, we will discuss subdomain takeover, its impact, and how to safely detect such issues. Moving forward, what is information gathering and why recon is critical in pen testing? Information gathering. Information gathering, also known as reconnaissance, is the process of collecting information about a target system, organization, or a domain. This information may include domain details, IP addresses, DNS records, technology in use, and publicly exposed assets. The purpose of information gathering is not to attack immediately, but to reduce uncertainty. The more we understand about the target, the more focused and effective later testing becomes. Moving forward, passive information gathering. Passive reconnaissance means collecting information without directly interacting with the target infrastructure. In simple terms, the target doesn't know we are gathering information. We rely on public data sources such as whois records, DNS databases, and search engines. This method is commonly used in the early stages of penetration testing and bug bounty hunting because it is stealthy and low risk. We will begin with passive reconnaissance. In this phase, we don't send traffic to the target system. Instead, we rely on public and third-party data sources. From this demo, I'm using Tesla, which is a public bug bounty program. Whois provides registration and ownership details about a domain. From this output, we can identify information such as the registrar, name servers, and sometimes organization details. This helps us understand how the domain is managed and which infrastructure providers are involved. This is completely passive and is often the very first step in reconnaissance. Like here we see we got registry domain, registrar whois server, registrar URL, and many more things. Now we will use subfinder. Like we know, subfinder collects subdomains from public OSINT sources like search engines and certificate transparency logs. Because it relies on external data, it doesn't directly interact with Tesla servers. Like we are waiting what it will show. Here we see it collects all the subdomains. This makes SubFinder ideal for early stage reconnaissance in bug bounty programs. Now we will move forward to active information gathering. Active reconnaissance involves direct interaction with the target system. This includes sending network packets, scanning services, or brute forcing DNS records. While this provides more accurate information, it is also more visible and can be detected by security monitoring system. This is why active recon must always be done within an authorized scope. Now I will demonstrate light non-intrusive active reconnaissance. Like now I will use Nmap. Yeah, now we get it. Here we see that this is scan attempts to identify open services and their versions. Even basic information like this can help attackers understand the technology stack. Now we will use DNS Recon. Like we know, DNS Reconnaissance helps us identify name server and DNS configuration that may reveal additional assets. Now we will move forward to subdomain enumeration. Like subdomain enumeration is the process of identifying subdomains associated with the main domain. Organization often use subdomains for development, testing, APIs, and internal services. These subdomains frequently have weaker security controls. Finding subdomains significantly expand the attack surface. Now that we have completed passive reconnaissance, we will move into full subdomain enumeration. Here we will use multiple tools one by one because no single tool can find everything. So first we will use SubFinder. This will give us a strong baseline of subdomains using passive sources. Think of this as our foundation. Here we found 817 domains for Tesla.com. Now we will use Asset Finder for additional coverage. Like Asset Finder helps us discover additional subdomains that SubFinder may miss. We append the result to the same file to build a larger dataset. Now we will use a mask for active enumeration. Like AMAs perform deeper enumeration by actively querying DNS and related infrastructure. This step is slower but often reveal high value subdomains. So we will wait for what it will show. Here we see that no assets were discovered. The enumeration has finished. It shows no assets were discovered because for large companies like Tesla, there are very strict DNS controls and the rate limiting and blocking of active enumeration. As we can see, Amash didn't discover any additional assets for Tesla.com. This is very common with large organizations that have strong DNS security controls. This result itself tells us something important. It indicates a mature security posture and limited exposure to brute force enumeration. In real world assessments, it's normal for some tools to return no result, and that's part of the recurrence process. Now we will move forward. Now we will combine and clean results, like we will use cat subs.txt amas. Now we will validate live subdomains. So here we see that we validate which subdomains are actually live. This helps us focus only on active assets instead of wasting time on inactive ones. So here is the result. That some are showing access denied, some are showing Tesla Fleet View, and some are showing error 301, some are showing 403. So it happens like this. So we will move forward to subdomain takeover. Now we will move into subdomain takeover. Subdomain takeover usually happens when a company removes a service but forgets to remove the DNS record. The subdomain stays active but the backend service is gone. In bug bounty, our job is to identify this condition, not exploit it. That's exactly what I will show now. Like I am using a public integrity program. For demonstration, this is only passive reconnaissance, no exploitation, no service claiming. I am taking here Anaconda vulnerability disclosure program, and it is public and open. So we will start working in Kali. Like, first we will do directory setup. We will make our directory. I'm just organizing my recon data. This is local only. Now I will run subdomain in enumeration. So I will use subfinder. Like, first I collect subdomain using passive recon, using passive resources. So let's wait for the result. We get the result. So now I will use sublister. Anaconda.com. I always use more than one tool to avoid missing assets. So let's wait for the result. We get all the subdomains. Now I will merge and clean the results. So cat subdomains. So we merged it. Now we will check which subdomains are live. So we will use httpx only live subdomains matter for takeover checks. So let's wait for the result. So these all are the screenshot live domains, live subdomains. So let's wait for its completion. Like, not every subdomain is live. Some resolve in DNS but doesn't respond over HTTP or HTTPS. And for takeover checks, only live endpoints matter. So this step reduces noise before deeper analysis. So let's wait. So now it's completed. So we move on to the Go Witness. Like Go Witness captures screenshots of each live subdomain. So we will use Go Witness. Like we can see here, the screenshots are getting captured here. So let's move on to the terminal. So we can see it's completed now. Now we will run subject, like subject compares response against known takeover fingerprints. So we don't get any result, like it's empty. So we stop this demo, and this is, we find that identification process. Like in bug bounty, discipline matters more than the exploitation. Finding the issue responsibly is the win. So that's how subdomain takeover reconnaissance is performed using Kali Linux. So that's for today. Thank you.